Hello everybody, welcome to the last video of World War I. It's the end of the war as we know it, and I feel fine. I'm glad I'm not one of the young men who had to fight in the war because they're not feeling so good. So, alright, good. So by the end of the video, you want to describe the outcome of World War I, and you want to evaluate the effectiveness of the Treaty of Versailles, or often you'll hear historians called TofV, and the LofN, League of Nations, or superheroes, whatever you want to call it. Alright, so the war is over, the killing stopped. On January 18th, 1919, there's a conference in Paris, in a palace called Versailles. It's a very beautiful palace. If you ever get to go there, you'll be lucky. I'm dying to go there one day. So basically, delegates from 32 countries are sent there. Interesting, important. Who's not invited? Russia and Germany are not invited. Keep that in mind. So of the 32, Russia and Germany aren't invited. They meet for a year. Alright? And they basically are trying to end the war, start the peace process. Here's the problem. The Allies, especially Britain and France, want to dictate harsh terms on the defeated powers, especially Germany. Remember, France always hates Germany. The British are pissed at Germans for a ton of things, some of which we'll do a little bit more in class, but basically they had an entire basic naval battle, so Britain's like, dude, let's punish Germany. I don't want to have to fight them again. You'll hear this expression, the big four. 1, 2, 3, 4. The United States President Wilson, the French ruler Clemenceau, David Lloyd George of Britain, and Orlando of Italy. Notably who's left out? Japan, Russia, and Germany. So there's this big year-long meeting about what to do with Germany after the war, and Germany's not invited. There's Vittorio Orlando. He's just there trying to get one thing for his country. Give me land, give me land, give me land. Hey, I want land. Did I mention? I want land. So Vittorio Orlando is like, I want land. Prime Minister David Lloyd George, remember, he's an elected official. So he wants to try to get elected again, and he goes there with basically ringing in his ears are the British people chanting as he got on the plane, or got on the train to go there. Make Germany pay. Make Germany pay. So he's going to say, ooh, by my awesome mustache, I will make Germany pay. Then President Wilson, imagine under this arm, there's the Bible. Under this arm, there's the dictionary. He's very smart, very serious. He's going there to make the world, basically his goal is to make sure there's never a war again. Clemenceau, he hates who? If he's from France, he hates Germany, and he wants to use this as a chance to crush Germany. Alright? When Wilson comes, he comes up with this idea of the 14 points. And his idea was, let's reverse engineer the war. Let's look at everything that happened to cause the war. Problems with free trade, secret alliances, militarism. Basically, he takes NEMA and tries to undo it. Alright? So he's working backwards. He promotes self-determination. This is nationalism, the right of people to own their own country. He envisions an international peacekeeping body to settle world disputes, which he calls the League of Nations. Not nearly as epic as the League of Superheroes, but he's trying. So he provides this 14 points. Again, self-determination you definitely want to write down. And basically here what you need to remember is he's trying to reverse engineer. What caused World War I? Let's make sure it never happens again. Alright? What you should know about the 14 points are the big 6, really. I don't know why that's yellow. Ignore that. Secret treaties. That way there's no secret alliance. Freedom of the seas. That caused the war. Free trade is basically colonialism. Reduction in arms. If you don't have guns, you're not going to shoot each other. And adjustment of colonial claims. 6 through 13 are just territory issues that he's trying to settle, and the 14 is his League of Nations. What does Wilson love the most is of League of Nations. He's convinced this is the greatest idea any human beings ever had, and he's convinced it can make sure wars never happen again. Almost every time they talk, guys, if we just do the League of Nations, they're talking about what they want to have for lunch. Guys, we should just do the League of Nations. So it's important to know that Wilson hearts the League of Nations. These big four, alright? You got Wilson, You got Clemenceau, you've got Orlando, and let's see, you got United States, Britain, United States. Oh, George and good. Hello, I like your mustache. No, your mustache is new. I'm American. I'm very tall. Britain and France want to punish Germany for starting the war. They say the war is entirely Germany's fault, and their plan is to make Germany sign the Treaty of Versailles. Important. Key word here. Make. They didn't get to negotiate. They had this thing just jammed down their throat. Alright? So, what does it do? It creates the League of Nations. It says Germany must pay for all the damages of the war. This is called reparations. It's a ton of money that they have to pay. Spoiler alert, that's why the German economy goes into a Great Depression after the war. The League will rule German colonies until they can be made independent. So Germany loses all of its colonies, loses some land, and loses a ton of money. Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, Ottomans all lose land because they had all sided with Germany. The key thing to know about this treaty, it's very punitive, it's very punishing. Russia loses land, and new countries are formed in Southeast Europe. Why would Russia lose land? They weren't invited, because halfway through the war, what did they do? They quit, and worse yet, to many of their opinions, not only did they quit, but they quit to become a commie nation. So they don't even get invited, and imagine how pissed the Russians are. They lose the largest number of men by far, they don't get invited to the peace treaty, and they lose a ton of land. The Treaty of Versailles changed the look of Europe. Austria-Hungary, Bulgaria, Ottoman Empire all lose lands. Remind me in class, I will show you a pretty cool before-after map. Alright? This treaty creates feelings of deep bitterness on both sides. The Germans feel incredibly bitter at the harsh peace they must accept. They lose pride because their army gets reduced, their colonies get reduced, and eventually their economy goes way down. That thud was their economy hitting my desk. Alright, interesting. The Americans refused to sign the treaty. Wilson did some things that ticked off people at home. Congress didn't want to join the League of Nations because they thought it would tie our hands. Japan and Italy are not rewarded for their help against the Central Powers. So Italy and Japan fought with the Allies but get no reward. They don't get thrown any cookies, and they start thinking, why did we even bother helping? Japan and Italy get pissed about the treaty. Germany felt bitter and would hold feelings of resentment towards the Allies for a long time. Feelings of resentment lead to bitterness. Bitterness leads to nastiness. Nastiness leads to Hitler. Hint, hint, hint. What would Germany, Italy, and Japan become in World War II? They'd become the aggressors. Speaking of aggressive mistakes, this is a mistake. Every time you think about the Treaty of Versailles, I want you to think about it as a mistake, like wearing these socks. I don't know what I was thinking. So basically what happens, Britain and France don't like Wilson's idea. They think Wilson's too touchy-feely, he's a hippie, stop holding hands, singing Kumbaya. The treaty blames Germany for the war, forces Germany to pay the money. And again, Germany's going to lose their colonies. Germany is going to be mad pissed. There's what Europe looked before World War I. Here's what it looks like after. Look at all the new. Finland lost by Russia, lost by Russia, lost by Russia. Poland is created from Germany. Czechoslovakia, Austria-Hungary split. Yugoslavia is created. Romania gains land. Notice, nothing changes for France. Nothing changes for Britain. Nothing changes for America. But things change for Russia. Things change for Germany. You see here, we'll talk about this. These are the German colonies that eventually get freed. Many people call this a peace built on quicksand. Again, look at all these mistakes. Bitterness, bitterness. Americans never sign it. Some colonies get free, some colonies don't. They become bitter. Japan and Italy criticized agreement. They got less land than they wanted. So, ladies and gentlemen, we are in well under 10 minutes. So, key things. Orlando, Great Britain, United States, France, those are the big four. And the other thing I want you to really take away from this video is this here. Before, after. Before Germany, stay focused right on that. Boom, after. Before, after. Plus, look at this little weird green section that somehow is Germany, even though it's not in Germany anymore. Like, comment, rate, subscribe. Have a great day. I'll talk to you later. Bye.